If you've ever said, I don't have time to write, you're probably wrong, because when I discovered the Nifty 15 by Honoré I was skeptical. But 15 minutes is actually effective if you use that time correctly. Honoré The Nifty 15 argues that 15-minute writing sessions can be incredibly productive if you approach them strategically. The book shows you how to maximize short bursts and why they might actually be more effective than longer, unfocused sessions. It's the same concept between the Pomodoro sprints that we do on our channel twice a week, but this is a 15-minute version instead of 25 minutes. There are 3 insights from the book that transformed how I think about writing time. First, and like I mentioned in the last video, which you can watch after you finish this one, you need to take advantage of the writing time you actually have. This book emphasizes working with your real schedule and not your ideal one, and it goes further by showing that even tiny pockets of writing time can be valuable. Second, 15 minutes is a sweet spot. Productivity advice has this thing called the 5-minute rule, where if there is a task that only takes 5 minutes or less, you should just knock it off your task list immediately. But I found that that's not enough time to do anything meaningful with writing or editing. 15 minutes, however, is much more effective for me. You can start writing a scene. If you're super focused, you could maybe even finish a scene. You can start editing a page or finish editing a page. And you can brainstorm solutions to plot problems with more time to think them through rather than a 5-minute dash. Third, time blocking makes all the difference. When I first read this book, I grabbed whatever free time I had in between classes. And now that I actually block out the time that I want to write, especially with Kate Kavanaugh's current writing challenge of 500 words a day for the 100 days leading up to 2026, these time slots are super important. Now, can I write 500 words in 15 minutes? Yes, but on a really good day. And I actually mentioned in the previous video in this series that I am being more realistic and set my goal to be 100 words per day. And I've been completing that in 5 minutes, much to my surprise. So imagine what I could do in a 15-minute slot, and imagine what you could do. You want to treat these time-blocked slots in your calendar as if they are real appointments. And if a real appointment isn't enough to keep you on track, think of it as a doctor's appointment that if you are late or don't show up, you're going to be fined a no-show fee. Since starting Inimitable Books, my schedule has become incredibly packed because I am doing the work of at least 5 people, more likely 10, maybe even 15. And most days, 15-minute writing sessions or a single 15-minute writing session is all I can manage. But you know what? I get to see words on the page, and given how busy I am, that's really the best I can ask for. The key lesson from this book is that short focus time is better than waiting for perfect, long, uninterrupted sessions in your calendar, because the likelihood of that is very slim. And by fitting in writing time where I can grab it has allowed me to keep my writing career alive even as I'm running this company, and even though it is on a much longer timeline than I initially thought, because I actually don't always prioritize my writing every single day like I have with this Kate Kavanaugh challenge. I tend to do it when there are other people who are in the same boat as me for the extra motivation. But you should consider making this a daily habit because it could really transform your productivity. What you should do after watching this video is checking your calendar this week or next week's and mark off 3 15-minute writing slots. It could be more, it could be less, but try that and see how that changes your writing life. If you found this advice helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more practical writing tips. In the next video, I'm sharing how I went from being a complete night owl to being a morning writer and what made that transition stick. And if you missed the previous video in the series about being a full-time student while getting my self-publishing career off the ground, you can watch that over here, and it covers more strategies for finding time in a packed schedule that perfectly complements this video.